Let's talk with your host, Reggie B. Come on, let's all join in. Free your voice, it's your choice, all right here. Oh, Simply Straight Talk.
Greetings, Simply Straight Talk family. It's your friendly girl, Amber, and I'm here to tell you about today's topic. What scares you about the world today? Now, let me ask you a question. Are there things that scare you about living in today's society? Shootings, government conflicts, sexual allegations? Well, you're not alone. We all have some concerns, and Reggie is going to share his concerns and thoughts on how to make some improvements. Here's your host, Reggie.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Simply Straight Talk. This is your host, Reggie, and as always, we got to show love to the wonderful Amber. And as she stated today, today's topic is, what is it in today's world that scares you? Now, you all know there is so much going on in the world today, so much craziness. It's almost to the point to where some of it is just flat out funny. I mean, when you think about this whole thing with Omarosa and Trump, then, now they're talking about Kevin Spacey's movie made $126 at the movies. $126. That's probably going to go on record as the lowest grossing movie ever. Opening day, $126. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. It's a part of what we're talking about, but not directly what we're talking about. Because today, when you think about the stuff that's going on in the world and the stuff that scares you, now we're not just talking about for right now. What scares you about today and tomorrow? When you think about the future, what is it that kind of scares you? You know what I mean? Now, I know some people don't like to think about this stuff. Some people don't like to talk about it. But you know what? I think you kind of have to, because in some cases, there's probably no reason to be scared. Now, there might be a little reason to be concerned, or, some things you just probably feel like, you know what, this is so annoying or disheartening. But it doesn't mean that you have to actually live your life in fear. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of these topics, some of these things that people have said that, it kind of scares them about today's society. It scares them about today's world. And what we want to start off with is the division between genders and ethnic groups. Now that today is out of control, because there's even talk on some news reports that they did some polls saying that they believe that eventually, we're going to have another civil war. I mean, but who's the civil war going to be between? Is it going to be between white Americans and minorities, or is it going to be between men and women? Because you got to realize that right now, there is a big separation between men and women. There's this whole thing about being empowered and, women not needing men and men creating their own groups. And I'm not going to go too deep into that, because I think I discussed that like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But you know what? You got this whole thing with men against women. And have you noticed the memes that are being created now? There are so many memes that talk about men in such a negative way. Now I gotta admit, some of them are pretty funny. I may not like it, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. Some of them are pretty funny. And then they got some memes also that they're making about women. And some of those are funny too. I mean, you got to call it what it is. But in today's society, it's not always easy to laugh at stuff the way you think we should be able to laugh about it. Because men and women now, there is this fight for power. There's this fight for who's the dominant role in a relationship. What is the role in a relationship? Jobs. You got the whole hashtag Me Too, and it's about who's in control. And even in politics, you got more women running now. Thank you, Donald Trump. So he did something. He didn't do nothing else, but he did that. He has made women step out and say, oh, no, we cannot have this. So, but you got to get, it is what it is, though. It is what it is, man. So, yeah, we got this little thing going between men and women. Then, of course, we got all of the, racial tension that's brewing and going on in the world. So it's just like all that together it's like, man, so much division. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I don't see how men and women can hate on each other because truly we need each other. Because, I mean, honestly. Now, well, you know what? I got to be careful here. For me, there is nothing like the soft voice of a woman, the touch of a woman, just having that woman that gives you that good vibe about your life. You can't replace that. You can't, fellas and women. Come on now. Y'all got to know. That's, yeah, you want a good man. You know what I'm saying? There are things that men do in a relationship that makes you feel better. He supports you, believes in you. And when I say support, I'm not talking about money before somebody start dropping that hate train. I'm talking about supports your goals, supports your aspirations, supports your dreams, encourages you. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about no woman being held down by a man. So don't even come at me with that. All right. Now, the other thing that's happening in the world today is violent acts. Come on, man. The violent acts are just off the chain. From shootings in churches, shootings in schools, shootings on the street, police beating up people. I mean, it's just the violence today is unbelievable. And it's not just in America, it's spreading. America just seems to got it real bad right now. But when you live here, you're going to hear more about here than other places. But yeah, America, violent acts, man, are just off the chain. And I think if you on my social media, like my Twitter and Facebook, I just went on a rant about a month or two ago about all these fight videos that people are putting out, especially with kids. And you got like parents pushing the kids to fight, everybody standing around, making them fight, laughing about it, joking about it. I'm like, for real? That's what we do now? That's what we do now? Come on, man. So, we got all this violence going on. And that can make you kind of fearful because then you're kind of thinking like, wow, is it safe to go to a game? Is it safe to go to the park? Are public venues safe to go to now? And a lot of venues have stepped up their security to ensure that, their activities are safe. But still in the back of your mind, every time one of these events happen, you got to be like, man, is something going to pop off? I mean, that's just reality. That's just real life. Anybody who goes out blind and feeling like that wherever they go, nothing is going to happen. There's always the possibility something can happen. Just stay prayerful that nothing does happen. But keep that in mind, because there's so much violence going around. And it's like people don't know how to diffuse a situation, or they don't know how to really, kind of take a situation and de-escalate it without it having to get to violence. It's like that seems to be the point right now, Now, another thing that kind of scares people is the state of the government. Now, comedians right now, man, are just having a field day. This current political staffing and government officials from the president down, man, they are giving jokes and comedy for years to come about all the craziness that's going on. So, yeah, people concerned about that. They're concerned about the tweets, the arguing, the fighting within the government and all that stuff. And you can't avoid it because it's on every news channel. Okay. And then another thing that concerns people, that scares people about the world today is there seems to be this mentality of it's all about me. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed when you really listen to people talk or really just listen to people, just kind of go into details about something, or they talk about situations or issues or what's going on in their life. And it's really it's all about me mentality right now. Now, I'm not sure where this has come from. I can't really say or how it originated, but it's like even women are like, it's all about me. Men are like, it's all about me. Even our younger generation of kids has the attitude of it's all about me. So we're becoming a society that's not really for people, but more about I'm for you as long as whatever you're doing can get me where I want to go. Then I'm about you. But right now, I'm all about me. That's the overall agenda, me. You just a sub part. But that just seems to be the mentality of people, man. Everybody is looking out for themselves, because I guess people are feeling like if I don't look out for me, nobody else is. And the only way to get ahead in this world is to look out for yourself. So that's what people have adopted. You got women saying they don't need men, men saying they don't need women, kids saying they don't need their parents. So, they out there on the streets early on now. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to be at home. They're not trying to hear all this school stuff. They got this whole thing about I'm going to get rich quick mentality. But that's the society that we have adopted now. Everything now with our youth and even with our elders is based on the fact that I need it and I got to get it now. Nobody wants to build anything. Everything has to be pre-made. It's like a man says, why do I need to get a wife when I can just take his wife? She already trained and prepped. You got a woman doing the same thing. Well, he has a house. He's already stable. I can just go in. Relationship pre-built. Everything is pre-built. So taking stuff from other people, and kids have adopted this mentality, that they feel like everything should just be handed to them, should be given to them, like they are owed something. But for those of us who live, man, we can tell you, in this world, nobody owes you anything. You have to work for it. You got to work for it. Now, one other thing that also plays that people have said, like, you know what? It sort of scares me about society today is social media. And social media is tough because it's being used for things that it probably wasn't intended to be used for. It really wasn't. I mean, because social media was meant to like connect friends, connect family, give you a fun way to interact with people and meet new people. But social media has taken on a whole nother level. I mean, because you got your regular social media where people just join friends, talk, whatever. Some people do it for business, but even Snapchat, there's an adult version of Snapchat. Like people talk about, well, if you pay me $10 or you pay me $20, you can see adult rated, X rated. I'll do this, I'll do that. So, it's just the craziness, man, that technology is good when handled the correct way. But when it's not used the correct way, then it becomes something else. Because you got to realize social media right now it's just such a big thing. It's $1 billion business because everybody's using social media. You got major corporations that are using social media. People are using it to brand their business. So social media has an influence on people. It has an influence on everything, a lot of the stuff that we don't say everything, but a lot of stuff that we do today, the way we think about things, the way we get information about what's going on in the world, the way we get information about activities and functions and all this stuff, a lot of people get it and they rely on social media because some people trust social media more than they do the news. But why do these things scare people? Do people feel like these things are going to lead to something bigger that could be so dramatic that it could cost people their lives or maybe start a war? Or maybe people are starting to feel isolated because maybe they don't want to be a part of some of these things, or they're starting to distance themselves from some of these things. And maybe the people around them are so involved in it that they are, like I said, they're isolating themselves. So in today's world, if these things are scaring you and they're scaring people, that's tough because it makes you wonder, where do you fit in? How do you fit in? What do you participate in? How are you contributing? And some people may even go so far as to ask themselves, between the gender wars between men and racism, the violent acts, the craziness in the government, it's all about me attitude with people, the negative stuff that's on social media, from the sexual stuff to the drugs to the fights to y'all know what's on social media. I ain't got to tell you. But, some people might start asking themselves, am I contributing to that? Because I have seen where a lot of people now, especially a lot of people I know, have said like, man, I'm coming off Facebook. Some people they're dropping their social media. They're letting it go. They don't want to be a part of it. Or they're cutting off the news, or they're just distancing themselves from the government. I mean, and they're even being more choosy about their friends. So it's just a lot going on, and all of this stuff I can see how it can make you kind of wonder, like, what's this world coming to? Where do I want to, get involved and where do I not want to get involved? Or how is this impacting me personally? And how is this stuff actually impacting my home with my family? Is this coming in my house? Is this why me and my husband argue? Is this why me and the kids argue? Why are we not understanding each other? So all of this plays a part in it, all of this. And it does make people fearful. It does make people concerned or scared. However it makes you feel, it's something that you're not comfortable with the direction that this world is going and the way that people are behaving. But you know what? Stay right here. We'll be right back because we're going to talk a little bit more about this and we're going to dig a little bit deeper. All right? So thank you for joining us and stay right here. We'll be right back right here on Simply Straight Talk.
Free your mind, free your voice right here on Simply Straight Talk.
Viaging is a company based on life's journey and sharing life lessons with the world in the form of laughter and reflection, inspiring people to go after their dreams and not giving up on life. Viaging creates inspirational music and motivational speeches designed to motivate all age groups. Visit our website at www.rmviaging.com to hear samples of our music. You will also find motivational articles on our blog page titled New Life, New Mind Blog. We also have a weekly podcast hosted by Reggie called Simply Straight Talk, all on our website at www.rmviaging.com.
This is Simply Straight Talk with your host, Reggie, bringing the conversation straight to you.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to the Simply Straight Talk Show with your host, Reggie. Now, before we jump right back into the topic, we are doing giveaways for all of season 2. Now, the last giveaway we gave away a $50 gift card. Congratulations, Miss Russian. That is yours. I hope you enjoy it and stay tuned and stay with us. I appreciate the love you showed. Now, we're going to amp it up a little bit. This next giveaway, okay, we're going to give away a $100 gift card. That's right, $100. $100 for you to go shopping with. Y'all better jump on this money. You do not have to buy anything to win. All you have to do is go to the website, www.rmviagem.com. That's www.rmviagem.com and subscribe. That's it. Subscribe. There's no third-party advertising. There's no spam. You'll get a newsletter keeping you up to date once a month. That's it. And we'll just have drawings. And if you're a subscriber, you automatically qualify for the contest, and we will do the drawings, and you will be notified. So for those of you who want to win that $100 gift card, it's real simple. Go to the RM Viaging website, subscribe to and subscribe. Once you subscribe, you're entered. And you will need to do this because the next drawing will be held on August 1st, okay? August 1st is when we're going to drop that on you, okay? So make sure you sign up for that. Now, back to the show. Okay, so what we're talking about today, we are talking about what in the world scares you about this world today. What scares you about today's society? And, we listed a couple things that we kind of mentioned that some people felt like, these are the things that scares me. These are the things that makes me think about today's world and where I'm living, man. So we talked about the division between genders and ethnic groups. We talked about violent acts. We talked about the state of the government. We talked about people who now have this "it's all about me" attitude. And we talked about the influence of social media. But what causes these things? What makes a person feel like, that they need to adapt this behavior? I mean, what makes a person so fearful? Is it their environment? Do people feel like they see a lot of violence in their environment, so it makes them scared? Or, maybe if it's someone who doesn't go out a lot and all of a sudden they're seeing all this stuff about violence on the news that they're deciding that, man, it's best if I just stay home. Could that be? Or maybe, they're just being around people that they see all the time who have the mentality of it's all about me. And that's what they're dealing with. They're just noticing that more people in their circle are selfish, or more people on their job, more people that they, just encounter on a day-to-day basis, just throws off that selfish, sort of maybe arrogant type vibe. So they're fearful about, like, man, anytime I try to meet somebody, I'm tired of meeting people with this selfish attitude. Even with social media, are people getting turned off by social media? Is social media become too negative? Because there are some positive things on social media, but I think you just got to be careful about what you select when you choose social media. Because sometimes you can see somebody, listen, I have seen this. I have seen people post stuff about, keep God first and be prayerful. Then you see them doing videos smoking weed. Then you see them doing another video talking about God is going to bless me, or I stay motivated, I never give up. But yet you see another video talking about they depressed or they down. It's just crazy stuff, man. When you really pay attention to people on social media, the stuff they post, you will honestly probably start thinking like, wow, the whole world has a split personality disorder, or the whole world is bipolar. You're going to come to some conclusion about it if you just really take time to look at it. So sometimes your environment, because of the things you're constantly seeing or constantly hearing, can make you sort of concerned and fearful and scared about where this world is going. What about the people around you? Where is it all taking you to? And where do you fit in? What's your purpose? Can you make a difference? Can things get better? And, it's tough because you can only do what you can do. There's only so much that you have the power to change in your life. Some people have the power to make drastic, high number changes that could affect a lot of people. Then you got the people who can only affect maybe one or two people. Some people, a couple of hundred. But can things get better? I think it can. I think it can get better. But a lot of it is just going to be about self-awareness. And the only way for things to get better, truthfully, it's going to take everybody if you want to make the whole scale balance out. Because there's just absolutely no way that you can make everybody feel comfortable in today's society without having everybody within the population get on some accord that's at least on the same road to where we want things to be better. We want life to be better. We want people to go to the hospital. We want people to start working out. We want people to start feeling good about their life. We want people to feel more positive. Just think about it now. Think about the amount of people that have committed suicide on Facebook. Seriously. People are using social media as a way to announce that they have given up on life and they want to commit suicide. Is that not a cry for help? Is that not somebody who's looking at this world and being like, dang, what is left? I don't want to be here. I'm done. I'm through. And we probably all felt like that. Because I'll tell you right now, it's some days to where it's like, I feel like I'm just getting punched left and right. It's like no matter what I do. See, because listen, I'm a quiet person. I talk a lot here because I'm on the mic. And I enjoy this. I enjoy doing this. But there are days when it's like I'm just getting punched left and right. And it's like, because I'm a quiet person, and I have learned this, when you're quiet, to people that are noisy, your quietness is too loud for them. They can't handle it. And because they can't handle it, their way of responding to you is to attack you. They want to force you into a conversation. They want to force you into altercations. So that's what I deal with, because I am kind of a quiet person. Unless I know you and you're like in my inner circle, and my inner circle is extremely small. It's like a pinhole of a needle. But there are reasons that people get scared. I mean, some people are scared of quiet people. They're scared. Some people are afraid when they meet someone who doesn't talk much, who doesn't share their personal life. They become fearful, especially when you're living into a world like today, when people don't really understand how all of this takes place. And, they can't understand what's going on. They can't understand about the fighting. They can't understand about the sexual misconduct. They can't understand about all of the negative things, the bad attitudes, the I'm taking care of me, I don't care if I step on you attitude. And some people, they don't know how to deal with that because they may be the type of person that just looks in life, said, listen, I'm going to be a good friend to you. I'm going to be a good associate to you. Let's talk, let's laugh, let's just live our life in a peaceful way, do what we got to do when we're at home or at the job. And they can't understand, or they can't really take hold of what's going on. So I can really see now that I talk about it a little more, I can see how people can be fearful of the future based on the things going on in the present. I can see how people would be afraid to venture out, afraid to make change or make moves in their lives. So it's a tough bridge to navigate, because everybody wants to do something positive. Everybody wants to do something that they feel comfortable with. Some people like being liked. They like having people approach them. They like being greeted. Some people just feel like, listen, I just want to go about my life. We can wave, but let's just keep it moving. All right. But just like that, let's keep the show moving too, man. Hey, we're going to take another quick break and we will be right back with the final thoughts of today's show. And don't forget, make sure that you sign up and subscribe on the website so you can win that $100 gift card. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with your host, Reggie, on Simply Straight Talk.
All right, Simply Straight Talk family. We want to return the love you have shown us back to you. Reggie will be giving away great prizes during certain Simply Straight Talk podcast shows, so make sure you subscribe and listen to the show for your chance to win. Just imagine being able to take 4 people to the movies, a free night in a hotel, a gift card with cash for a restaurant, or one of our Simply Straight Talk podcast shirts. There will be other prizes as well. For more information, visit our website at www.rmviaging.com and click on Simply Straight Talk Podcast in the menu.
Are you ready for the straight truth? Reggie, what's the final word for today?
Break yourself away from all that negativity. You have to find a way to do it. You got to find a way to say, you know what? I'm hearing this right now, but I'm leaving this. I'm not taking it with me. I'm not taking it home, not taking it to my job, not bringing my job home. You have to find ways to just really let your mind come back to a place of peace and hope. So don't be afraid to go out and live your life. Go to the movies, take a trip, go to a concert, go see Shantae Moore, go see Sinbad, go see something that's going to make you laugh. Find some laughter in this world, because one of the greatest things that I think people really overlook is the ability to laugh. The ability to when I say laugh, I mean really, really laugh. Laugh to the point to where you want to start crying, because we don't laugh anymore. People don't really laugh because right now everybody's so stuck on what's going on. And I know it's hard to avoid it. It is so hard to avoid it. But I want to ask you, and I want you to make a promise to yourself that you're going to live your life and you're not going to live in fear. You're not going to live in fear of making a change in your life. You're not going to live in fear that you're always going to be alone. You're going to meet somebody. You're going to find that person that's going to love you for who you are, that's going to be what you need in your life. That person who understands you and accepts you. You're going to find that job that's going to respect you and treat you better. You're going to open that business that's going to make you not only a better person, but you're going to be a better person in your community, because you're going to be well received, because you're going to have a new life and a new mindset that there is some good in this world. And more importantly, you understand this, and I want you to really get this, that there is good inside of you. So whenever you start hearing all this stuff about the bad things and you start feeling like, man, I'm scared, I'm worried about this, you got to remember something. It may not never happen. It may not never come to pass. And I know sometimes when you watch the news and all of the media stuff, it seems like it's right there on your front doorstep. That's because you're just getting so much of it imprinted in your mind that you feel like you're surrounded by it. But don't be afraid to tint your windows and shut your doors and just find a way to laugh. Find a way to enjoy the moment, enjoy life. I find that some of the most peaceful times is just like going to a park or going to a lake. Now, for me, anytime I can stand by a lake or a river and just watch, it's just so peaceful. It's peaceful. And you know why I'm a night person? Not that I go clubbing and stuff like that, but I enjoy the night because it seems like the world is at peace because everybody's asleep and it's quiet. And your mind is not being bombarded with everything else. So don't be afraid to shut off your TV. Don't be afraid to turn off your radio. But keep listening to Simply Straight Talk. Now keep listening. Keep talking to me because we friends now. We got to talk now. We got to talk. But no, find some time to just really let your mind relax. Put on some happy music, positive songs, and just do things that's going to highlight the fact that there's good inside of you. There's good inside of this world. And you were meant to be a receiver of all the wonderful things in life. Do not forget that. And as always, thank you guys. I love you and I appreciate your support. You are the reason this show is a success. So thank you so much. And please, please, please don't forget to join us next week for our next show. Thank you for joining us right here on Simply Straight Talk.
Thank you for tuning in to today's show. Be sure to subscribe for more motivational topics based on real-life conversations, and don't forget to rate, review, and share our show so we can continue to bring you the best in real-life conversations. Join us next week right here on Simply Straight Talk.